And I could also... Hi, this is the IMTS Network, and I'm Jules McGuire.
And I'm still Peter Eelman, and I'm wondering, Jules, how did you get here so quickly? And you changed from talking to Russ just like that.
It's
You're
the
here.
magic of Hollywood, Peter.
She is an executive producer. I could tell you that right now. That's incredible. I'm still wearing the same jacket the whole darn day.
I did break a little sweat. Yes. So for this next hour, we are looking at some more about IMTS, but there's more than just the show. IMTS happens every 2 years, but let's take a look at what happens the other 23 months of the year.
Well, we were trying to figure out a good title for this segment, and we came up with a whole lot of bits and pieces, and how do we put that together? And I remembered being a big Jeopardy fan. I remembered the category potpourri, and this is kind of IMTS potpourri, all put together in one little category.
I like it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's nice. An example could be that IMTS provides free learning experiences, like webinars about economic forecasting, about marketing, social media, technology, and of course, how to get the most out of your IMTS experience. So you can visit imts.com to find those educational experiences, and really importantly, you can subscribe to the IMTS Insider newsletter. That's how you can stay up to date on all of our offerings and other opportunities.
Absolutely. In fact, we've got a whole bunch of these little topics we're going to talk about in the next hour. And up next, we're going to take you around the United States to learn about the technology events, programs that IMTS participates in. And that includes...
regional manufacturing technology shows.
She's got it.
I'm trying not to look here, guys. Sponsoring internships and educational opportunities. Representing IMTS at other manufacturing events across the United States. And finally, flying the IMTS hot air balloon across the U.S.
Well, that's certainly my favorite.
I can't blame you. And so recently, Peter and a number of AMT staffers represented AMT and IMTS at WESTEC 2019, which was in Long Beach, California.
It was quite an event. Exhibitors loved it, visitors loved it. WESTEC had a lot of energy, and it had a really great feel. For a show that's been around for a very long time, it's kind of re-energized in Long Beach, which it was the first show in Long Beach making its move from downtown Los Angeles. It really fits the market in that area.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. Let's find out why WESTEC is taking place for the first time in Long Beach, California.
And once again, I'm Peter Eelman. Hi, Peter Eelman on the IMTS Network. However, today, we're not at IMTS. We're at another major trade show. This, a momentous day for WESTEC, the Western Metal Technology Show. This is the first WESTEC held in Long Beach, California. After over 40 years in Los Angeles, WESTEC has moved. Why is it moved? Well, it's moved because in those 40 years, we've seen a major shift in manufacturing in Southern California. From the kind of north of Los Angeles area to center, Orange County, this area, lots of high technology, lots of growth. So after years of study, we've decided that it's time with our partners SME and AMT have worked together for many years in producing and developing trade shows. This edition of WESTEC for the first time in Long Beach, and we're going to take you through the first edition here in Long Beach and get a good look at the changes and the growth in the WESTEC show. We're here at the first day of a brand new WESTEC. It's WESTEC 2019, and for the first time, we can say it's WESTEC in Long Beach, California, rather than its longtime home in Los Angeles. I'm joined this morning by Dave O'Neill, who is the Vice President of Advanced Manufacturing Media from SME. And Dave, this was a big move for a show that's been around for a long time.
Big move, but I think it was a great move. So we really looked at it with your help, with folks at AMT. We really looked at the research that said that the manufacturing was moving south from LA, moving more to Orange County, San Diego County and down. So I think the research showed that 49% of manufacturing is being done in LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, San Diego County. So I think it's a great move for us. Long Beach has been a terrific host for some of our other shows. We've hosted Aerodef here in I think the last three of the last 4 years, and that's been a great reception, great restaurants, great hotels, and so we're thrilled to be here. And from the kickoff, it looks like a great first day.
Yeah, we're standing here kind of at the main entrance, and it is the opening day of WESTEC. Just a little bit ago, I had a chance to cut the ribbon and open the doors, and one of the things I was reminiscing about was my first WESTEC, which was 1981 in Los Angeles. What a different manufacturing dynamic. You had a different kind of aerospace industry that was north of Los Angeles, and over this 40 almost year period, you're right, we've seen quite a shift in manufacturing into kind of central zones in this part of LA and Orange County. And it's really exciting to see that by locating here within the manufacturing hotbed, if you will, we're off to quite a start. It just took us a few minutes to walk up here, didn't it? Yeah, AMT and SME have been together in various ways over the last 35 years in putting these trade shows together. And now we really have a kind of a great synergy between regional events, the large national event, our IMTS, and we just are really covering the gamut from conferences to on-floor presentations, to knowledge bars, and as walking over from where we were at the SME Lounge and coming up here, we passed a lot of interactive style presentations and demonstrations, and that's a big change in the exhibitions industry over the last few years.
And for us, it's all about, what SME is all about is the future of manufacturing. Where's the future workforce coming from? And we all hear different numbers, that there's $2 million, $4 million, 2 million shortages in manufacturing workers over the next few years. And everything we could do to publicize it, everything we could do in the business to business and national media to make people recognize that is critical to the economic development of our country.
Thanks, Dave. We're going to take a little walk around WESTEC and take a good look at all of the displays and the demonstrations that are here at WESTEC in the first WESTEC in Long Beach, California. I'm with Bonnie Gurney, who is AMT's Director of Industry Partnerships. Bonnie was heavily involved in the research and development that led to WESTEC being relocated from Los Angeles down here to Long Beach. Bonnie, it's been quite a project, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Just learning about where the industry is in manufacturing, the different counties, Orange County, LA, Riverside, and being able to look at that and from a analytic perspective, that's not something I'm used to. So working with AMT's Strategic Analytics Department and Pat McGibbon's team to really research and know where the industry is has been a learning experience for me the last 2 years.
And Bonnie has been involved not only in WESTEC, but all of the Manufacturing Technology Series events, and not only in relocations, but just in providing direction for how the shows are put together. Is that correct?
Yes, we've got 3 other shows that we work on. So we've got WESTEC in Texas, which is a very large state. So we're actually digging into that now and trying to figure out where do we want to do, where do we want to go, and to grow that show, WESTEC's, make it the right show for that region. And then EastTech, we just finished up in May and had a very successful show at EastTech. And then looking forward to SouthTech, which is in a month, in October in Greenville.
That's right. Our partnership with SME, AMT and SME, goes throughout the year and even into next year. Next year we have an event called the Smart Manufacturing Experience, and that is in Pittsburgh, correct?
Yeah, we had the original one in 2018, and that was in Boston. And then now we moved it to Pittsburgh, and that's a big technology area. Yes. So it's we're looking forward to moving to Pittsburgh, moving it around. So
here we are at WESTEC, the first WESTEC in Long Beach, first morning out here, and we're hearing that the parking lots are full, so the research is working.
That's great. And on the floor, a lot of people talking, machines are running. It's great to have a vibrant show for
Indeed.
kickoff day one.
Indeed.
Excellent. Well, that was a great look at WESTEC 2019 in its new location in Long Beach, California. Thank you so much, Peter. And again, the magic of Hollywood. He changed suits again. Follow us on Facebook, search IMTS Network, and you can keep up with the latest events and adventures that we go on as a group. And follow IMTS 2020 page to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from IMTS. There is one more event similar to the WESTEC video that you just saw, another regional manufacturing technology series, and that's South Tech. And I happen to have the perfect person sitting next to me to tell us more about it. Meet Bonnie Gurney. She is Director of Industry Partnerships. Bonnie, tell us a little bit more about South Tech.
South Tech is in Greenville, South Carolina, and it's next week, the 22nd through 24th. I think that's the dates.
Okay.
And it's a regional show. It's been around for a while, and it's about 82,000 square feet, and it got 330 exhibitors coming. It's going to be a great event. Looking forward to hosting everybody. Exhibitors are excited. We've got a South Tech social and some other stuff going on as well. It'll be a nice event.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit more about your role with IMTS at AMT.
I try to connect people and technologies. Many years ago, I started developing the Emerging Technology Center for IMTS. And with that, it's kind of expanded and grown into creating partnerships to develop the Emerging Technology Center, partnerships for research labs, partnerships to basically to connect and grow the awareness of IMTS throughout the world.
Excellent, excellent. And I recently heard about a new partnership that you've been working on. We have the first IMTS apprentice. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. His name is Sean Delaney. He's 18 years old, and he's working at the Advanced Manufacturing Research Center in Sheffield, England. He started in September. He's in the industrial... I'm going to take to my notes real quick because I'm going to make sure. He's doing level 3 advanced apprentice program for machining.
Oh, very nice.
And he's in the advanced structural testing center, which actually breaks things, because what I was told was in order to make and build things, you need to know how to break things first. So he's going to have a nice adventure learning how to break things to fix them.
Oh, nice. It's like the Gallagher of manufacturing. Lovely.
Yeah.
So what will he be doing specifically for the apprenticeship? Is he doing any specific research project? Are you going to do a blog or anything?
Right. For IMTS, he's the IMTS Apprentice blog. We're working on it right now. It's probably going to launch in the next couple weeks. He's going to be writing a weekly report, what it's like to be an apprentice. So it'll be a nice little sneak peek into the life of a student. And then also he's going to be working with MT Connect on some projects that they're going to work with. And then also at the Student Summit, SmartForce Student Summit, we're going to have him come over and help us run the whatever Greg and Catherine, we need him to help with the SmartForce Student Summit.
Oh, Greg will put him to work.
Yes.
That is for sure. There's a lot going on in the Student Summit every IMTS, so that will be awesome. So another partnership that you have been working on is with Women in Manufacturing.
Right.
You want to give us kind of an intro to that? We have something to watch afterwards, but...
Yeah, so I interviewed Allison Grealis a little bit ago, and they've got a lot going on. We have been members, as AMT have been members for about 10 years. They're almost 10 years old, and I went to their leadership summit, and I went to their a big summit, which has about 500 people attend, mostly women, and it's just a great way to network, professional development. It's a way to connect on a different level. Women, they're growing in strength and numbers in the manufacturing community, and that's one really good program to connect with people to, have your professional development grow and then bring that back to your office, and also connect and network outside of the office as well.
Absolutely, and that meeting was in Denver, right?
Yeah, that's in Denver.
Okay, all right, and you are also, you've had a really busy fall. You were in Albuquerque recently?
I was in Albuquerque.
What were you doing in Albuquerque?
As you know, we have the IMTS Balloon. We've had that for many years as well, and I was able to go and interview the balloonists, Pat and Vicky, and then we also went to an elementary school, and we were able to give a presentation to the first grade class, and they just talk about science and engineers and kind of get them an idea of, how does a balloon float and why, and how the weather and everything affects so many things, and it was a great experience. It was exhausting, but it was great.
I bet. I'm pretty jealous that I didn't get to go to that. I'm gonna have to find my way to finagle in next year or something like that.
Floating in a balloon is like floating on a cloud. You just slowly take off. It's amazing.
I bet. Well, that sounds awesome. Well, we are in luck because everything we've mentioned in this interview, we have segments on coming up in this hour. We have a hot air balloon segment. Then we also have a interview that Bonnie's did with the Women in Manufacturing group. So let's go ahead and take a look at AMRC, our apprenticeship.
I'd heard so much about the Advanced Manufacturing Research Center in Sheffield, England, how it's a model for collaborative research involving academics and industry worldwide, and how global and U.S. manufacturing leaders are planning to emulate their model. I decided to go there myself, have a look around, and meet some of the people who work there. My first stop, Adrian Allen, one of the co-founders.
The MRC started out as a dream, really. Keith and I, Professor Keith Ridgway at the University of Sheffield, had worked closely with myself being a small to medium enterprise in my hometown region of Sheffield. Sheffield is world famous for its expertise in the development of materials, in particular metals. So Keith and I, with some graduates, developed research into finding a better, quicker, longer lasting means of cutting new superalloys, alloys that were targeted for the aerospace industry, in particular titanium. And we developed such a process that could cut this metal, in some cases up to 22 times faster than the world thought possible.
And from this technology, did they get rich?
After many years of trying to sell our wares and almost personally going bankrupt, we found it was time to give up.
But in 2004, Boeing Aircraft came to the rescue.
The relationship with Boeing has been the reason we're here today. And I can't be any more dramatic than that. That enabled us to attract European funding to have the first facility constructed. And to put it into context, that was at a time when the AMRC consisted of 6 men and a dog.
When we set out, our overarching focus was to be a research center dedicated, devoted to high-value manufacturing. These are sectors such as aerospace. We all know the aerospace market in the next 10 years is going to double in size. The automotive sector has got massive change ahead of it with the advent of battery-powered cars, phenomenal opportunities there. Medical industry, that can benefit from new materials, new methods of manufacture.
AMRC's become the success it is because it keeps coming back to a few fundamentals.
I asked Adrian how AMRC promotes itself to keep growing.
Promotion to me is like garlic to a vampire. It's not something Keith and I have courted too much. Our growth hasn't come out of traditional routes involved with marketing, promotion, type of things. It's come out of the respect we've gained for the good, valuable work that we've done. It's not just about the tools, it's not just about the technology, it's not just about getting the investment, it's about the people. We've got about well over 1,200 apprentices in the system, all of them earning a living wage. But I have to say, Keith and I will tell you, it's not 1,250 we need 250,000 engineers over the next couple of years if we're going to hit the targets or achieve the rewards of the opportunities these growing markets afford us.
Being able to connect the training center now with young apprentices coming through who are getting exposed not just as a learning in engineering as a history lesson, but learning about the future technologies today.
I'd heard about Factory 2050 and wanted to learn more. So I talked to Ben Morgan, head of the Integrated Manufacturing Group.
Within Factory 2050, we work on everything from aerospace, defence, construction, medical, to general industry, right down to 2 to 3 people in a shed in the middle of Sheffield. We've got roughly probably about 60 projects live at the moment in Factory 2050, working with augmented reality, robotics, lots of exciting technologies. We're really moving into artificial intelligence, particularly around vision systems and natural language recognition.
Augmented reality, vision systems, AI. How do you manage all that capability?
These digital technologies come from many different places. They come from different sectors. So we're learning an awful lot from the gaming technology sector. We're learning from the financial sector. We're looking at new sensors. And some of these sensors will be able to make decisions on the sensor. That's what we call edge computing. How can we get more data faster across the campus, between the machines, so that we can act on that decision? And that's where new technologies come in. Things like virtual reality, augmented reality, looking at digital twin capabilities.
So much of AMRC's success depends on strong partnerships with its clients, and it's developed an outstanding roster of partners and collaborators.
Our company benefits from the engineering, the research that happens, because we're really abreast with every technology that comes through into the region. We have been successful working with the AMRC in winning international business, where we've been introduced by the AMRC to potential clients. We've realized massive benefits.
From 6 men and a dog to multiple centers of innovation covering more than 200 acres.
At the outset, we had a very simple vision, and that was to create wealth, however defined, for all involved. Wealth for a government, wealth for industry, wealth for a little lad born or a little girl around here in those days, because this was an area of massive unemployment. Wealth for them is not even a job, it's perhaps the hope of a job.
Actually seeing technology getting into product that then goes into service, that's a huge buzz for everyone. The technology really becomes the easy part of this. It's that change management, that convincing of people that what they've been doing for the last 25, 30 years can be improved on. That's a big buzz.
We've got a good, caring individuals at every level in life who, like ourselves, believe in and care passionately about the importance of manufacturing. There's enough out there for everyone. It's up for all of us to become ambassadors and preach from the highest rooftops the importance of the industry we all care for.
And so at the end of my visit, after taking it all in, I asked myself, what is it that AMRC can't do? And no answer came to me.
All right, I am Bonnie Gurney with IMTS Network, and I'm here with Allison Grealis with Women in Manufacturing, and we're going to talk a little bit about the organization Women in Manufacturing and kind of how she started it. She was a founder, and it's really exciting to know that Allison has been doing this for the last 10 years. So we'll find a little bit more about her. But Allison, I'd like to say hi, if there's a few words before we get started.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me, Bonnie. I'm excited to talk.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so just trying to kind of keep it casual. All right, so what sparked your interest for starting Women in Manufacturing? Because I know it's going to be 10 years next year, so you've got to be really excited and proud about that.
I am. So, many people ask, how did women in manufacturing get started? So, first and foremost, I'm not directly a woman in manufacturing, so often I get asked the question, how from the shop floor did you create and compose this program? So I actually am a trade association executive. I have been doing trade association work now since 2001. And after grad school, I found the opportunity to come do trade association work with the Precision Metal Forming Association, PMA. And over the course of my career with PMA, which is now nearly 19 and a half years long, I had the opportunity to work with many outstanding women in metal forming. And as I worked with these women in metal forming, I found that they had lots of different needs for resources, and they wanted to connect and create a community amongst themselves. And when I went to look for national resources for this women in metal forming group, I was shocked to find that there wasn't a national resource for generally women in industry or women in manufacturing. So these women in metal forming were excellent. They helped kind of inspire me and help us get started with the concept for what was intended to be at first just a program or an event. So we kicked off with a summit, which was our first ever activity and formal event for women in manufacturing in 2011 in Cleveland. And from there, what we heard from people, from our female attendees, to which there were a whopping 133 from all over the country, which excited us. What we heard was, how do I join this organization? How do I pool resources from you to bring back to my workplace? And how do I take what I learned over these course of these last few days and bring it back to the other women that couldn't be with me here in Cleveland? So that really helped spark this interest and need for me to create the organization. I then went back to the office, created a business plan for women in manufacturing, and looked at some very mature and long-standing organizations and how they were modeled, and then constructed an organization that was society-like, that welcomed individual members and student members, and was designed to be a key resource for both these women in careers in manufacturing as well as the companies to which they were employed.
That's an amazing story. Like, I think it's great that you found a need, you just fell into it, and then because of your skill set, you were able to develop an association. I mean, you're considered an association, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we started originally after our kickoff event in Cleveland, Ohio. For our first 2 years, we were very generously supported as an executive networking function of the Precision Metal Forming Association. And then as we began to become bigger and larger and have a uniquely different mission of supporting and promoting and inspiring women in manufacturing year-round, we then became a formal trade association standalone from PMA. So we then, at that point in 2015, we're a 501c6 and developed our own board of directors rather than an advisory board, which we had at the time. And then a year after that, we created our education foundation that specifically has a mission to support the education and training of women, in particular those that don't have the financial wherewithal to finance that training that they need to advance in their careers.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we did. I just attended your summit. How many people were at the summit? It was rather large. It was not 130. It was a lot more.
No, we've grown exponentially year over year, which excites us. So this past summit was our 9th annual. We had it in Denver, Colorado, and we had 482 people at this year's event. So we actually had 500 plus, but once a few cancellations happened and some no-shows, we were at 482.
Yeah, that's a great number. It was a lot of energy at that conference. I thought it was really well attended, and people really like to network. So for us, it was a very positive event for AMT and IMTS as a sponsor of the event. I guess we both were sponsors. So a few more questions. What is the most common challenge that you have found that women have in the manufacturing industry?
So, interestingly enough, we just conducted an annual survey that we now are producing through a Coalition for Women in Industry, which is a partnership of like-minded organizations and associations that all are committed to the advancement of women in industry and women in the skilled trades. And what we found from the 298 people that we heard from the survey, and these were, majority of them were female respondents, what we heard is that their key training need and their key need that they have in their current career is really the opportunity to access education and training to help them become more successful executives. So you look at soft skills training, you look at technical training, but what our respondents told us very loudly and clearly is that they have a key need as it relates to leadership development and executive education. So nicely enough, we do have some current programs that meet those needs, but our Career and Programming Development Committee are very closely looking at what are those other executive-ready programs that we can develop, as well as manager training development programs and early career development programs that can help people be more successful leaders and executives in their companies and organizations.
Yeah, training is a big, I think it's a big topic now. I mean, you need training in order to move forward in your career.
Right.
All right. So, what's some kind of fun thing? What's like the most memorable thing that's happened with the women in manufacturing from your standpoint?
I've had so many great experiences since starting with the organization and since launching the organization in 2010-11. And I would say just the opportunity to meet so many different women from so many different backgrounds and careers and just different parts of the country to get to talk about to learn their stories. We have a Hear Her Story campaign that we launched in 2012 to illuminate what current modern manufacturing careers look like, and as well to tell the story of the individual women that are filling these careers all throughout the country and globally even. And I think hearing their stories, which we've now collected more than 100 plus, as well as getting to meet across the country so many different women in operations, women in leadership, women who are aspiring to enter manufacturing, those have most impacted me. It excites me to come to work every day knowing that I get to represent those types of women around the country and to help them be more successful in their careers. Have had lots of fun moments over the last 10 years as we have supported the organization. I mean, we started very much as a startup. So with myself and one other person kind of helping me along the way, and our team has grown, our services have grown, and our membership has grown to now be more than 3,000 individuals strong and more than 100 manufacturing partners strong. So I look at our growth. It has been so very rewarding and lots of fun experiences and really moving experiences and transformational experiences that I've had with individual members and their companies over the past 10 years.
When I went to the summit, I did the leadership meeting in the summer. I got that feeling that the connection, meeting a bunch of people that just they're very open to getting to know you and connecting with you, which not all places are like that. So it's great. You've got a really good organization that you've building and creating. So on the Hear Her Story. How would somebody submit or get their story? Can you submit a story? How does that work?
Oh yeah, we're always looking for stories. So we profiled lots of women, but we know there's 1.5 million women in manufacturing, so we haven't even touched the surface of the number of women we could be profiling. So I would encourage individuals, even if you don't think that your story is that compelling, trust me, it is, and it can influence and inspire someone who's out there. So if interested, just reach out to myself or our organization on our website, which is womeninmanufacturing.org. You can find a contact us link, and through there, express your interest in submitting your story so that we can share it to inspire others. We often espouse that, and I think, I know at least from my personal experience, if I can't see it, I have great difficulty believing I can be it. And so we think that collecting all these stories is so very important as we get this next generation of talent to consider a career in manufacturing.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, on that point of sharing excellence in women with manufacturing, you have the Hall of Fame that I guess it's coming up. It's going to be a year from now. It's the Women Hall of Fame. I was reading about it on your website. So why don't you talk a little bit about that program? Because it sounds like the deadline's coming up next year pretty early. So.
It is. So we were so moved by all these stories that we've heard of pioneer and trailblazing women in manufacturing. So we had decided to create the Women in Manufacturing Hall of Fame. So it opens, and we'll have our first class of inductees, which we don't know an exact number because we haven't yet gotten a full class of applicants. But the inductees will happen on September 30th in 2020 in Cleveland, Ohio, when we bring our conference, our summit, back to Cleveland where we got started. And at that time, we'll have this first class of inductees to celebrate. And these individuals will be trailblazing women who have changed the landscape for all the current women that are in manufacturing, that have maybe changed policies, have maybe been extreme innovators in their field of manufacturing, and those that have really changed how it is to be in manufacturing for generations to come. So we'll celebrate those women on the 30th in Cleveland, Ohio in September, and can't wait to see what the applicants are and who they are. that we'll be celebrating. We have a judging committee that will be looking at those and criteria, and the application is now live online on our website.
Sounds like something people should put on their save the date for next year.
I hope so.
Yeah, so speaking of save the date, so we have our IMTS partnership that we're working with WIM on. We'll be working with you on creating a Women in Manufacturing track in our IMTS conference. I'm excited to work with you on that and build out a neat program that women can attend, or men can attend during IMTS next September, which is just a few weeks before your conference, but people can go to both. It's fine.
Of course.
So we're looking forward. So more on the IMTS side with Women in Manufacturing track. I actually was talking about it at the summit, and I had people offer, because some of our exhibitors are at the summit, and they offered to help. They're like, "Oh, I'd love to help create that." Is a couple of people that would be great to be on, like a not a committee, but a group of people to recommend speakers and talk about topics and stuff. So we're excited to actually have people that attend the show actually want to give advice on, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it. So more on that coming later. So I guess, is there anything you want to end with? I know we wanted to talk about the Learning Lab. The Learning Lab, right? Is Executive Learning Lab. We want to talk about that a little bit because we have a nice video to show at the end of this clip after our interview with Allison about their Learning Lab. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then we'll be able to show it after this.
Sure. So as I mentioned, we know executive education is really important. It's a need and a gap for many women who want to rise in their careers in manufacturing. So we designed and developed the first ever leadership lab for women in manufacturing in partnership with Case Western Reserve University about 5 years ago. So we've graduated now 5 classes from our leadership lab, and those individuals are usually executive women, supervisors, directors, vice presidents, and it's an intimate, no more than 25 participant class where they get 2 in-person sessions and some virtual learning along the way, as well as peer coaching and executive coaching. And the curriculum is specifically designed and developed for senior leaders, those that want to rise to even larger leadership ranks. And not only does it provide them the hands-on education, case studies, and learning, but they then leave with a cohort of about 24 other female executives that they have as part of their community to help support them year-round, inspire, and be a sounding board as they make tough decisions, as they lead their teams, and they grow in their careers. So our next class of Leadership Lab happens in 2020, so applications are open soon for participants. And our Education Foundation actually helps support individuals' participation. So we know not all budgets are hearty, and not all budgets can afford executive education, especially with a prestigious university like Case Western Reserve University. So our Education Foundation actually helps offset the cost for those members that apply to participate.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's nice to be able to have that type of backing, especially on such a young program. Yeah. The other last thing was the membership. You have different types of memberships, so you don't have to, be a full-time career person to be a member of WIM. So you want to talk a little bit about your membership opportunities, and then people can go to the website and check it after.
Sure. So, we have 4 classes of membership for women in manufacturing, and since inception, we really have aimed to be affordable to all. So students have a very low cost of entrance or membership. It's only $25 to participate, and that gives them full access to the directory, all of our archive virtual learning and sessions and educational tracks that we've done. It gives them access to our network where we have there within women who are willing to serve as mentors, also their mentees. And then they have access to all of our local programs, which we have 21 chapters throughout the country, and they have delivered just since April nearly 70 local programs. So student members and professional members are able to access all of those at a very low cost. Professional members is the bulk of our membership, so that's $135 a year, and again, full access to all of our benefits and services. And then in more recent years, the 2 newest classes of membership we have, the first is Professional Plus. So that is designed for often service providers, consultants, coaches, individuals that are often women who once had a very successful career in manufacturing and who now in the second leg of their maturity have decided to consult and share their expertise. So professional services providers pay but $500 a year, and we help them leverage and share their expertise with potential clients. And then lastly, corporate membership. We have corporate membership, and as I mentioned, we have nearly now 100 corporate members that align with us. It's really more of a partnership. They serve as a focus group for us. They have an exclusive summer meeting that's kind of closed-doored and just for them to share best practices and to network and to really meet their other corporate community that is committed to diversity and elevating women in manufacturing. And that's a sliding scales membership based on total number of employees, and it's anywhere from a $2,000 to $5,000 partner investment. So those are our classes of membership. All of the benefits can be found online, and then we're always happy to do a consultation. So if an individual is interested in more information about how to join individually or how to get connected to a chapter, we're happy to hop on the phone or to provide them information by email. And then likewise with companies that are interested in kind of looking to an alignment with WIM as a partner and a resource, we're happy to hop on a virtual meeting or a conference call to share our benefits with their team and decision makers.
All right, that sounds great. Yeah, no, it was easy to connect with you because AMT's been a corporate member since the beginning.
You guys have. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No, it's been great. And we've had people attending the summit because one of the pictures I saw when you were doing at the summit, you had some stuff and they're like, oh, there's Jackie. She was at our show. You know, she used to work with us and she was, but it was fun to see her. So I know that we were there, but now we're getting more involved and it's been great being just the last few months to meet a bunch of people, and I've connected with them outside of being at the event. So that's been nice. And it's been really good experience connecting with your organization. So I'm really proud to be a member and glad that we're able to talk today with you on the IMTS Network.
Thanks. We value your partnership and your support, and happy to have the time and the opportunity to talk to you today.
Oh, appreciate it. Is there anything anything else you want to say before we leave?
I don't think so. I think just thanks for the time, and we hope to be a bigger resource and a key partner for even more of you that find us through this IMTS TV.
Yeah, no, I think hopefully we'll get the word out for you, and it's a great organization that I've been pleased to work with the last few months.
So I'm here for the Women in Manufacturing Leadership Lab, and it's been an amazing experience.
It's a male-dominated industry, so it was interesting to learn that there are other women that have similar challenges.
In my role, I'm an engineering manager, and it's rare to have a woman in that role. And I'd like to walk away with some tools that help us as women to inspire other women to do the same things that we do.
I think my goal for this program is to, understand more about women in manufacturing, the roles that we play, how I can better succeed in my personal career and really help my company.
Some of the things that I learned that'll really stick with me as I go forward is thinking about the difference between transforming and just simply changing.
I loved learning about inspirational leadership and what it takes in terms of having a purpose and a mission, and really the importance of giving back, of having confidence and transformational leadership.
For me, it was a lot about reflection, self-reflection, self-awareness. What are my visions? What do I want my visions to be? What are my values? Are those the right values for me?
It's an opportunity to interact and learn from some amazing professors who are incredibly engaging and really brilliant in terms of the content that they present.
The beginning of the program was a lot of statistics. Where we stand today with women in manufacturing, where we are in the STEM type roles.
There's so much to learn from the other women in the cohort with us, and just an opportunity to really sit back for a couple of days and focus on us as leaders, as women in this field.
You're not alone in the things that you struggle with. You're not alone in the things that you experience at work.
If you're not really sure where your vision may be or what your values or what you want to do in life, I think you should totally come to this class. This is hands down the best course I've been to.
I want to not just manage in terms of managing tasks, but I want to lead. And I think that this program gave me the skills that I need to do that.
This strengthened you as a leader. You didn't concentrate on so much of how you can change the world. You concentrated on how you can change yourself. So it's easier to change the world.
I'm Bonnie Gurney, and I am AMT's Director of Industry Partnerships. I have been at AMT for 20 years. This is my 20th year. As AMT's Industry Partnership Director, I develop relationships with many different type of industries. Local Motors, which is a public company. I have Oak Ridge National Laboratories, which is a research lab. I have Advanced Manufacturing Research Center, which is a training facility for educating young people. I am the main liaison for the SME AMT partnership. On the AMT side, I work very closely with SME on creating and doing research on the regional shows that we have. We have 5 regional shows with them. My first IMTS was 2000. It was amazing. I've never been to a trade show that large. It was my first, and being behind the scenes of the trade show was really cool. And I did the IMTS Net website, which was very different. Every year is exciting. From the first IMTS where I was able to run around, this big, huge McCormick place, to having the IMTS Rally Fighter when we partnered with Local Motors to do the Emerging Technology Center and Jay Rogers. We had to build an IMTS Rally Fighter on the show floor in 6 days. That was just a fun project. And then 2014, when we 3D printed the first electric car, working with Local Motors again, kind of driving that with Oak Ridge National Laboratories, with Lonnie Love and Cincinnati Inc. and Thermwood, and it was just an amazing project. Seeing a research project turned into something live on the show floor, printing an electric car, having Doug and Jay Rogers drive it off through McCormick Place, and then taking that and going to the Today Show, a month later. Jay Rogers is on Today Show with the 3D printed, and he invited us up, and Peter and I got to go do that. I'm like, whoever in their world thought they would ever be on the Today Show. For IMTS 2004, we wanted to be a leader as usual, and we decided to launch IMTS TV, which was something I've never done before. I did web stuff. It was a huge ordeal, and people were very excited. And now, watching IMTS TV grow, and people clamoring to be on it. It's just so exciting to just see how everything has grown, and we have an amazing group of folks working on a new IMTS network, so you're going to bring even more stuff. It'll be really exciting. So I'm married to an awesome guy named Steve, and I have 2 wonderful kids, Asa and Ashley. We've got baseball, we've got singing. We have 2 snowboarders, 2 skiers. We also have a paddleboard business, so we're out and about all summer and winter. If ever I get time to go ride a horse again, I will go ride a horse again. I grew up riding horses and truly miss doing that. So we're an adventurous family that loves to go out and do fun things. I love my job because I get to go have a lot of fun with so many interesting people. I have no idea where I'm going next. Every 6 months it seems like I've got a new project, a new idea. I feel like I do that all the time, and I've been able to do that for basically 20 years, and that's one of the reasons I love my job. I'm Bonnie Gurney, Director, Industry Partnerships for AMT.
Good morning, I'm Bonnie Gurney with IMTS Network. I'm here with the IMTS Balloon at the Albuquerque Balloon Festival, the largest balloon festival in the world. You have seen the IMTS Balloon at McCormick. We're here to find out what it does the rest of the 23 months. It's not at IMTS. There's a lot of fun activities going on today, and we're going to report on all of it.
I'm from Aerial Advantage, and we've been operating the IMTS Balloon since 2004. Lindstrand Balloons, they manufactured the first balloon. They needed somebody to operate it, and that's what we do. It's our specialty. We operate worldwide. We always knew it was going to be a tough show at IMTS in the city of Chicago, and it's what's called urban canyoning. So you get wind coming down through the buildings and down through the streets. It truly is the Windy City, and it lives up to its name sometimes.
We're in the IMTS Balloon. We're just getting ready to take off. Very excited for the first launch of the Fiesta.
We take the balloon to balloon events all over the United States. It's traveled all over. Every day is special flying.
We were lucky enough to get into North Star Elementary School to give a presentation to Mrs. Darrell's first grade class.
Oh my gosh, this is an event that they really look forward to every single year. This year we were lucky enough to have some presenters from IMTS come in and give the kids a really detailed presentation about a balloon at a first grade level.
We are both pilots of the hot air balloon. We take our hot air balloon all over.
We had Vicki and Matt give our presentation. I was able to catch up with them afterward. Here's what they had to say.
We get really excited about bringing balloons on locations at schools. We get to do a hands-on display and really kind of ignite their imagination.
And basically creating this idea that you can take something that's a fundamental in physics and make it come to life with this 10-story balloon that's interactive and engaging. We're going to talk to you guys today about what makes a hot air balloon and why it goes up and how we steer the balloon. We can make it directed towards different age groups. Just want to get them excited about science and just teach them fundamental concepts like what happens when you heat air and it expands the balloon and that's what causes it to rise.
I love when the kids make those light bulb connections and seeing them really understand it in a hands-on, real way.
We've had kids come up to us years after. They remember this engaging aspect of hot air ballooning. That really touches the hearts and minds of these students, and we think it's going to propel them into those science and engineering fields.
We're just so appreciative that IMTS took the time to reach out to these little minds. It was absolutely amazing to watch and see the excitement on first graders' faces.
I like how the fire bursted out. I like how they go up in the sky.
It's the evening and it's the balloon glow. This is one of the most beautiful parts of the Balloon Festival. The balloons are inflated right before dusk. They're tethered to the ground. The pilots light up the balloons and the sky with beautiful colors. It's a great way to end the day with the IMTS balloon. Check the IMTS.com website for the balloon schedule. You'll definitely see the IMTS balloon at McCormick Place in September 2020.